review of exercise number 15. Now we're going to make it into 3 dimensions. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize the top viewport. I want to see all 4 viewports now, and we're going to be working mostly in a perspective viewport, so I can zoom in a little bit. So the first type of 3D we're going to do is called an extrude. So our tutorial tells us to go ahead and select the original and mirror copy lines, which is our kind of full arrow here. Now it's in 2 pieces, so there are a couple different ways to select both pieces. I can draw a box with my arrow around that, or I can hold, again, my magical shift key and select the 2 halves. So when they're highlighted yellow, I know that those are selected. Now we're going to go up to our solid menu, and we're going to use a command called extrude planar curve, and we're going to use the straight feature. As you can see now, I can actually kind of extrude it or draw it out of my 2-dimension drawing, making it a 3D. And our instructions tell us to do it to a height of 1. So now I have my single 3-dimensional arrow over here. And turn it shaded real fast, and now you can see it's 3-dimensional unsolid. If yours is not solid, you have a gap, most likely either at the 2 connection points where we did the mirror, and you won't have to redo that. It has to be solid. The next command we're going to use is called a revolve command. So instead of drawing it straight through, we're actually going to take this line and revolve it around an axis and make it 3 dimensions from that. So according to our tutorial packet, we want to have on the bottom, we want to have OSNAP on. So on your package on a computer, you'll have down in the bottom bar, somewhere in the bottom right, you'll have things that say ortho, grid snap, OSNAP, smart track, those types of things. You want to turn everything off except for OSNAP. And then there's a couple of check boxes in the bottom right. You want to have the one that says end on. That's going to come very important. We'll talk about that command in a later lesson, but you want to have OSNAP with the M selection on. Now we're going to start the revolve process. So we're going to come up here to surface, and we're going to choose revolve. Again, it's going to ask us which curve we want to revolve. So I'm going to revolve my single half that I have left over. And hit the enter key, and now it's going to ask me for my revolve axis. So we're going to go from one end to the other, and now you can see the word end pops up when my mouse gets close to the line. It actually says mid 2 because I have midpoint on. Let me turn that off. And when I get to the end of the line, it says end. So it magnetically attracts my mouse to the end of the line, so that way I know I'm not going to be clicking in space or close to it, but not close enough. This is the dead end of that line. That's why computer package drawing is so accurate. You have tools that help you out like that. So to revolve, we click on one end of our axis, and we got to stretch it down to the other end of our arrow and click again. Now it's going to ask me to start angle. Our start angle is 0, and our revolution angle is 360. And hit the enter key, and now we have a round arrow, or dart more or less. And that's how you revolve a drawing. Next step of the drawing is to actually deform this model a little bit. So we're going to use a new command called bend. So bend is up here in the transform menu. We come down to bend, right? And bend asks you which object you'd like to select. I'm going to select my revolved arrow. Hit the enter key when done. And again, it's going to ask us where we want to start and where we're going to stop. So I'm just going to go from end to end, the same place where we revolved it. And now, however you want to bend this thing around and deform it and make it into anything that is not a straight arrow, that's what we want. You can leave this little half piece down here, that doesn't matter. But we want to be able to deform our dart, leave the solid one the same, and that's how you deform or bend different objects in 3D.